Okay, time now to get up to date with all the latest news. And US President Joe Biden earlier delivered his last State of Union address before the 2024 presidential election. Now, as expected, he touted his administration's achievements, supposed, and made pledges for his second term, if he gets one. It was at times quite a rousing speech, and one in which he unbelievably didn't mix up Egypt for Mexico or Gaza for Ukraine. So I guess in some ways that's a win. Joining me now is Senior Political Reporter Cam Reddin. Cam, great to see you. What did you make of it?
Yeah, Erin, a relatively gaffe-free State of the Union, if you like, which I suppose was the first hurdle to clear. But I think this was about as motivated as Joe Biden has looked for some time, because the fight is on now for November 5. We already kind of knew it would be a rematch with Donald Trump. But with Nikki Haley out of the race now, it's official for November 5. We will be getting the rematch. He gave Donald Trump something of the he who shall not be named treatment today. There was no reference to Trump by name, only speaking vaguely about my predecessor and painting his record against that of Donald Trump. There was a nugget of substance in amongst all the rah-rah speech to rev up the Democratic base as well. We learned that he would be directing the United States military to essentially establish a port or a pier off the coast of Gaza to try and speed up some of the humanitarian aid going into the conflict zone. But what this was all about, Erin, for Joe Biden, was trying to build some momentum. This is the unofficial firing of the starter's gun for the presidential election campaign. Even though we've already had a lot of the primary race, this is where it really heats up. And he's not had a lot of momentum. His big message to the American people today was, you've seen my gaffes, I've had my moments, I might not be the best salesman of all time, but his pitch to the people was that of all of his faults and flaws, he argues that his are less of a threat and less problematic than those of Donald Trump.
My fellow Americans, the issue facing our nation isn't how old we are, it's how old are our ideas. Hate, anger, revenge, retribution are the oldest of ideas. But you can't lead America with ancient ideas that only take us back. You lead America, the land of possibilities. You need a vision for the future and what can and should be done.